Schotty says players do not lose their job due to injury, but guys can earn opportunities when they get them. I don't know what that means, but we're going to work our way through it. Which guys are earning those opportunities? Plus, you've got the Jerry Jones situation. We got to add to this team, right? He says we're open for business. Where are we shopping? Let's start the show, meow. Good morning, friends of ours, and welcome to the DLLS Cowboys podcast. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. We got some injury news for the Cowboys. Who are we going to see when they play on Sunday against the Carolina Panthers? Who's earning more opportunities? Whose job's in trouble? Oh, my goodness. And we're open for business. All sorts of things happening. Good morning. My name is Jeff. I'm next to former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holley. What about
Sometimes that's all you need in your life.
That's it.
It's a good yell. Shout out to what's that, Punch 007? That Punch?
Good morning.
Yeah, Punch 007. First one in the chat this morning.
Oh, nice.
So he's sitting in training, waiting for the show. Let's go.
What does training mean?
Work training?
Like you got
Job training, workout training.
somebody teaching you to sit, lie down.
Like a dog.
Yeah, in training. Gotta get to acting right. Next to Jesse is the second greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Mr. Ali Jawad.
Prince Holley, handsome as he.
And not here, not pictured, because he's at the Star, is the greatest beat writer in the history
Don't
of
worry,
the Cowboys.
he's right
Mr.
here.
Clarence.
What are you talking
Oh, yeah.
about? He's right here.
Yeah, he is kind of.
He's present.
That's a good
We
threesome.
do have the Chill Hill Mugaleta. What's that?
I don't have that one on this computer yet.
Oh, you don't have Mugaleta out in the
I'll get it
studio? That's tough. I guess I'll dedicate my performance on today's show to John Lennon, because he's the first famous person whose name I see that I recognize.
All right.
No, Tony Shalhoub,
John Lennon.
the cab driver in the TV show Wings, and then he also had his own show, Monk. No?
Never heard of him.
Nothing.
Nope.
All right.
Never heard of him.
Could
Don't
be
know either.
WPS. Ball bonus is active. Go to our merch store, buy things, and then pick who's going to win the game between Dallas and Carolina this weekend. And if you get it right, you will get a gift card in the amount that you spent, up to $250. So buy some stuff and then say, hey, the Cowboys are going to win. And then when they win, guess what? You get a gift card for that much.
It's like buy one, get one free.
So now you get
Or
double.
Whatever you buy.
Double. Unless you pick the wrong team.
Then you lose.
Don't
But
pick.
you don't lose. You get T-shirts still.
Yeah, you'll still have T-shirts.
Still get something.
Which are awesome. Let's talk about Schotty. Schotty said something yesterday that I found interesting. He said, and I quote, "Yeah, I'm a little bit old school. I don't really think you should lose your job because of injury. But it also doesn't guarantee you're going to stay the full-time starter." Again, it goes back to the mantra, compete every day. But yeah, when guys come back off injuries, they're going to get their spot back. But you do earn more opportunities if you're a backup that goes in and performs well. My question, no, you know what? I'll just leave it open first.
Okay.
Don't worry about what this makes
Hey.
me think yet.
Okay.
It's easy to say it, but then when the opportunity comes, you know you got to go with the hot hand.
What I want to know is who's he talking to? Because he feels like somebody needs to hear that. Is he talking to Tyler Booker?
CeeDee Lamb.
I was confident CD was going to get his job back.
He's talking
I
to
don't
CeeDee Lamb.
I don't think we had any doubts that CD Lamb
No?
was going to get his job back.
You- Illinois coming for his job?
You didn't think he was talking to CeeDee Lamb in that one?
No.
No.
Who does he think needs to hear this? Like, the only one I can come up with is Tyler Booker. Because, like, Tolbert, Flanoy at receiver, whatever, people play.
Tyler Booker.
Yeah, I think Tyler Booker is who he's talking
I
to.
don't know.
TJ Bassett played kind of well.
I'm thinking he's talking to Tyler Guyton.
I was going to say Terrence Steele.
Terrence ain't hurt.
No. I'm saying we're talking about.
Opportunities?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But, like, I'm saying if Nate Thomas continues to get his opportunities and does get better, like, doesn't that breathe down Steele's neck more than Guyton? Because you drafted Guyton first round to be your left tackle unless you're comfortable with throwing him in a right tackle. But, I mean, that's a whole different thing there. But you get where I'm going.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you know what? Guyton might make more sense than Booker because Booker is a current first-round pick. And it's like, of course you're going back out there. But I was just thinking it because T.J. Bass has actually played pretty well. Like, I don't think other guys are in trouble. It's pretty clear based on the guys who have played for guys which ones you might be like, oh, like T.J. Bass has played pretty well. Thomas,
yeah,
I don't think he's putting anybody in danger. But,
right.
But Tyler Guyton is probably an inferior player, so you could be like, he might be a little worried. Let me say a little something to him. Let him know you okay.
There also may be a little bit of them when I say them, I mean Brian Schottenheimer just trying to push Tyler Guyton. Like you're coming up on this point where you were hurt in training camp, you're hurt now, and some of the stuff that you can't avoid. Like I get it, but there's been questions about you from your performance a year ago, and while Clayton Adams is new to this organization, Schotty's been here for a while. He's heard the things that have been said and talked about when it comes to Tyler Guyton.
Right.
So I think sometimes guys can feel like I've made it and I got to keep pushing you. I can't let you get complacent. I can't let you think that when you come back that this thing is just magically yours because what I said in training camp about how well you were. I think he's talking to a lot of guys, but specifically I think he's still talking about it to a guy like Tyler Guyton.
You know, if Schotty was the head coach of 2016, we'd have won the Super Bowl. He'd have put Romo back in. Okay, so on that list of guys, like let's just go down because somebody said in the chat just to complete the entire circle was like the only guy left is Cooper Beebe, and like I think Cooper Beebe's fine. I don't think Brock Hoffman's been good enough that you're worried about it. Cooper Beebe's getting his job.
I'll also add into the mix of not this particular player isn't hurt. Another player got hurt, was offered opportunity. Javonte Turpin getting hurt opened up the opportunity. Javonte Turpin and CeeDee Lamb both getting hurt opened up an opportunity for Ryan Flanoy. And now you look at a guy like Jalen Tolbert and saying, yeah, you're not hurt, but due to injury, opportunities presented themselves. And now when we get hurt guys back, this dude may have earned himself some more reps. And now I start looking at where do those reps come from?
CeeDee Lamb, obviously.
Because CeeDee,
should have got hurt.
CeeDee's going back to his original spot.
Oh.
And they've carved out a special place for Javonte Turpin that is Javonte Turpin centric.
Yeah.
Well, if this guy's earned his spot, where does that spot come from? Earn some playing time. What is that? It's talking to a guy like Jalen Tolbert saying, you better hope when these other guys come back, you've put out enough tape that we go back and go, oh no, it's still Tolbert's job. And we have you make it harder on us as coaches to find minutes for Flanoy. Instead of saying, oh, this is the easy transition. Flanoy in, Tolbert out.
Right.
So you got, at least 4 from what we heard about Javonte Turpin. He said the other in the locker room, that the Washington game.
So, that's the goal, is the Washington
game.
game.
So this game, next game.
Right.
And what's the next game?
It's Washington
next game. So this game, buddy, Tom, you got 1 week.
He's got one last shot.
You got one game.
He really does, yeah.
And Turpin exists in his own little bubble, right? So he is safe, like you were talking about. Like Turpin has Turpin stuff.
Yes.
So like his bubble is safe.
Plus he's the return guy.
Yeah. And so I do think out of all the guys we've named, and I do think like the Schotty words are definitely directed towards his offensive lineman because that one's so much different. Like you can do receiver, like at any given point in a game, if they were all healthy and we looked out there and Pickens wasn't on the field, you don't think anything about it. They're receivers. They come off the field. CeeDee's not out there. Oh my God, what's it like? You don't think anything about it. But boy, when Nate Thomas steps on the field at right tackle and Steele's not hurt, we go, wait, what in the world?
Right.
Like that's different.
Yep.
Because the receivers, it's just a matter of how many, and like we can make that work. The offensive line, well, if you are not in there, they're saying something to you. That's not you got tired. That's not you ran a deep route. That's, hey, come here.
Yeah.
He going in there. So out of, I think we all agree, Flanoy should get, like I'm comfortable saying I want him to get more playing time than Jalen Tolbert.
Right.
But I think everybody agrees that his playing time in some way, shape, or form should go up.
I want to see it again. This is me personally. I'm not saying that he has to go out there and get 126 yards or whatever he had last week.
114?
114,
yeah.
Right? And he had a
16
He did that
yards
in
rush,
honor of
14,
Irving,
10-yard
Texas.
rush, yeah.
He wanted 114. Isn't that where
the
the highway
highways?
is?
I got you. All right, I'm with you. I'm with
See him do
you.
183 this week. What you got?
Listen,
160, 161? Is that
160.
Bush?
Oh, 161. That's a good one.
That'll work.
But dude, I want to see it again. I want to see you go out there and perform again. I want to see you be a target. I want to see you be big. I want to see you be physical. I want to see you be strong. Because I mean, I'm not saying it can happen to anybody, but you came out there, you played a really good game. Now let's stack. Let's put some games together that truly gives me the confidence that you can go out there and it wasn't just a flash in the pan. You are legitimately worthy of getting these reps extended to you in the future.
Not to boost him up either, but like when Mingo comes back, they still want to see him too. I mean, you trade for him, but I'm not trying to go far into that. But do you feel like you still have to though?
When we talk about sponsors, like let's say Flanoy has 5 for 60, right? He has a good game.
Yeah.
And then we do exist in this world where like you're going to get more Flanoy and less Tolbert. I ADHD'd it. Who were you just talking about?
Mingo.
I think you start doing the sponsor battle at that point.
I think
It's
Mingo
Dak versus if Jerry cares about a Mingo trade he made back in the day, which hopefully you don't care.
I think Mingo injured his way out. Like I just do. You got hurt, and now the room got much better without you.
At the worst time for him.
Like you got hurt, and all of a sudden now the Javonte Turpin wide receiver role has expanded. CD, George Pickens, and now it's like, oh, Flanoy
comes in.
And now if he has another 100-yard game, you definitely
Trade Pickens.
You did well. When I said that, people were like, "Oh, I'm telling you, Ryan Flanoy ascension could cost you George Pickens."
Oh, for sure, it could. It absolutely
because
could.
Jerry looks at that and he goes, "Like
Jerry don't want to pay people.
No,
he don't want to wait." Like Jerry goes into the meeting and he goes, "All right, now listen, and we'll give you 20. We'll give you 18."
Yeah.
They're like, 8? What? Like,
I was thinking 38, actually.
Mulligetta.
He's like, okay, 21.
They're like, well, we have another guy who does a lot of the same things that you do, and we can get that for a lot cheaper. Like, that's the conversation that Jerry's going to have with Mugoletta and saying, we got McDonald's at home.
Yeah.
We got McDonald's at home. So you can go out there in the trade market, in the free agency market, and you can try to find $30 million. We got 20 for you.
I do want to hear, like, Jerry, you want it to be a soap opera, so I do have a great idea for you. I want to hear the initial conversation with Mugoletta when Jerry Jones calls him or he calls Jerry. It's like, hey, let's talk about George Pickens. Like, I picture that they're both, and if you're completely unfamiliar, this was also Micah Parsons' agent. So that's what makes it funny when Jerry's like, I don't even know the agent's name.
Right.
I don't talk to agents. And so when he talks to him next time, I'd imagine they're both big boys and they're wealthy, powerful men. And it'll just be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah. That other thing.
But just in case there was something else, Jerry, you should make that a Netflix special.
Oh, that conversation.
You walking into the room to call Mugoletta. I think people would enjoy it. So I did see in the chat, Joe Hoyt sidetracked me. Having a lawnmower and a leaf blower could cost you paying for expensive lawn service.
I don't know why you and Joe
I got a leaf blower.
insist on manual labor.
No, my
lawn.
front and side is done by people. But
Okay.
The backyard is just leaves fall.
Okay.
And so I go out there with the blower and I push them all together.
Joe wants to mow lawn and blow and have the leaf blower.
That's a man.
That's not
That's
a
a
man.
man.
That's not a man. That is
Man.
That's a man who's not thinking smart.
It's a man. We're not all wealthy, Jesse. We didn't all play in the NFL. Some of us were this close.
It cost me $40 every 2 weeks to have these folks come to my house.
Yeah.
$50.
Dro Nose brought up, I believe it was Dro in the chat
mowing no
earlier.
grass?
He brought up that Nate Thomas has earned a starting job. And I just want to say,
I don't want
Who
to say
said that?
earned. I'm not saying.
I think
no,
Dro did.
I'm not
Dro?
going that far.
I think, Nate Thomas earned a starting spot. I got to
Dro.
tell you.
No.
I don't think he did.
We're not watching
No.
the same tape.
I don't think
I'm
he
not
did.
going that far.
We're not watching the same tape.
What
We
gives
can't be.
what gives Nate Thomas a chance to keep getting mixed in is that the bar is low. Like Clayton Adams is making this thing work, especially in the running game. Your both offensive tackles have issues in pass protection. So does Nate.
Yeah.
So the offensive tackle one is the one that's in the weird spot where it's like, yeah, you might get some more opportunities, but it's not because you're great. It's because we're hopeful that somebody could move this bar up a little bit.
And also, they probably look at themselves and saying, after this year, we're done with Terrence Steele as well. So let's kind of get this other guy some reps.
Exactly.
While,
the younger
while
guy,
we're moving,
cheaper guy,
Yeah, while we're moving in that direction, let's get him in there. Let's see what it looks like. And so when Terrence Steele moves on, we'll plug this guy right in there and we'll keep the train moving.
See, we got my man was mauling on Sunday. See, I do think what happens is you see in game time and when they rewind a play, like I know he had one where he was a polar or something and he smashed some dude. So you see the highlight and you're like, he had a great game. Like, nah, he had a nice block on that one. That one was fun. Coming up next, Jerry says they're open for business. Do a couple of guys on this roster make it more likely that they do some business? Next.
Maybe you're heading out to the state fair or...
I was there yesterday.
Or you.
Yeah.
Go.
What a loser. Maybe you're heading out to the state fair. Maybe at the pumpkin patch.
Okay.
Soon it'll be time for trick-or-treating.
Yep.
And then you'll end the night and you'll go, where are my glasses?
Where are my shades?
Where are my shades? Well,
shades?
if you had you a pair of Shady Rays, that wouldn't even have to be a thought. Because what I love about Shady Rays is if you lose your shades, if you happen to be running because the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the neighborhood is chasing you and you drop them and break them, no problem. If you just don't like them anymore, Shady Rays has a no worry guarantee.
Right.
Just reach out to them and say, hey, I broke them, I lost them, don't like these. And they will get you a brand new pair.
I got you.
For the free 99. But you got to get you a pair first. How do you do that? You head over to shadyrays.com and use the promo code DLLS35 to get you a pair of polarized sunglasses for 35% off.
Also, hit up our friends at HelloFresh. I don't know if you guys know this, but fall is here. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it yet. Come on now. Although we do have the cooler nights, which means you get heartier meals, the craving for something warm and satisfying. HelloFresh has your back. Comforting, chef-designed recipes, fresh seasonal ingredients right to the door. You don't want to push the cart around the grocery store, and if you're a basket guy, you end up with not enough groceries, and I'm a basket guy, so now I'm a HelloFresh guy. They've doubled the menu. You can choose from over 100 options each week, including some new seasonal dishes and recipes from around the world, bigger portions, and even healthier menu, high-protein, veggie-packed recipes. What? Steak and seafood recipes delivered every week with no extra cost. That's what I'm talking about. Best way to cook just got better. Go to HelloFresh.com/Cowboys10FM now to get 10 free meals plus a free item for life, one per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on the first box. New subscribers only varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/Cowboys10FM. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. I was talking to our friend Brian Broaddus on a Tuesday morning. Every Tuesday and Friday I do a show with him on my little tiny YouTube page.
Send one of them quarter zips, brother. I know you got that new merch. I'm a support.
Our friend does have a new business venture. Brian Broaddus, former Cowboy Scout. It's called Crown Global Media. Follow it on YouTube. Brian, you can send me a check for that plug. But he brought something up to me that I wanted to bring up to you guys, and I ran out of time on Tuesday. Javonte Williams been pretty good, huh?
Go Heels.
He's been real good, huh?
Real good.
All right. Y'all want to keep Javonte Williams around, right?
Price is right.
I mean, this is a one-year deal. So I'm glad you mentioned the price because the salary cap websites, they do what is the market value of a player based on the way that they have played and historical contracts and trying to guess what is a player worth. I need to see
that has to be going this way, right?
Paid
has to be
backs.
That has to be.
Yeah, so he's making. So what do we say he's making? He's making $11.
Yep.
Right. The biggest money running backs in the world are
Christian McCaffrey.
McCaffrey's at 19. Saquon got a little
Saquon.
extension, so his is technically over 20, but a lot of it's fake.
Right.
So, running backs can get $17, $18 million. Javonte Williams is making $7.
Yeah.
Guess his projected market value on overthecap.com at this point. Been pretty good.
So
he's also Javonte Williams.
Right.
Like he's not track record of I'm one of the best.
10 million, 9 million.
Let's go 11 mil.
Would you guys want to pay those numbers, by the way? They say it's 13.365 is what Javonte Williams is worth on the market.
Yeah, I don't want to pay that.
Yeah.
Well, we love Javonte Williams. Went away quick, didn't it?
Yeah, no.
Come on, Jerry.
Only. What is it? Babies and something are loved unconditionally.
Yeah.
That's it.
What's the other one?
I forgot.
Food and water.
It's like I don't know.
Our Lord?
It's that's sometimes people that's still conditional.
Yeah,
right?
facts. He get mad at you
Let me
too.
see. Hold up.
Yeah. But yeah, like babies are only that's like really loved unconditionally, right? Like a baby could like poop on you, like, oh, it's so cute.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, you would.
Nah. Like anybody want this baby?
And that's how people are gonna do it. That's how they do
exactly
Javonte.
Javonte.
How the Cowboys are gonna do to Javonte when he comes in there asking for $13 million. Anybody want this Javonte? Because $13 million, someone will pay it though.
Someone
See,
will
and that's
pay
the
it.
question: is
Someone will pay it.
How much will teams look at? Oh, look what Clayton Adams did with James Conner. Now he's doing it with Javonte Williams, who in the years prior wasn't doing so hot. And I don't know. Like Rico had a nice year. Javonte's having a better year than Rico had here. But like Rico had a nice year. There was still no market because it was Rico Dowdle. Will we really get to the end of the year and Javonte Williams is a $13 million player, or can you 2-3 years and 2070?
I don't. I think he'll end this year, and what he would do is because he was a second round pick.
I think so. He was pretty
Correct.
highly drafted.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of teams who still think in the mindset of the Cowboys, right? Like traits, qualities, things of that nature. Why that particular player went in the round that it
Right.
went in. Rico is another one of these guys who went later in the draft,
Yep.
right? Where did Rico go? Is he undrafted?
Oh, he was
Might have been
undrafted.
He's
undrafted.
undrafted,
He was
right?
undrafted.
So that's a major difference. A guy who goes from second round to a guy who goes undrafted. There's always this feeling of, can we strike lightning in the bottle twice? And if he's come to the Cowboys and on the biggest stage had a resurgence, and now they're looking at that and they're saying, boy, that looks a lot like the Rico from his rookie year in Denver. And on top of that, the running game is kind of finding itself back in football again. There was a point in time where like people were going away from the running game or the importance of the running back in
Right.
the running game. I think now it's coming back a lot more. Teams are using it a lot more. The play action off of it, balancing the offense with these younger quarterbacks, and then most importantly, trying to have a two-headed monster. Then when you get into the playoffs, it's becoming a huge factor in how teams are winning playoff games and or Super Bowls. So I think when you add all those into a pot of gumbo and you stir it up and you go, Javonte Williams, the former second-round pick who's found life again in those legs, he can get a market. He can have a market set out for him coming next year. And then I don't want to kind of jump the segment, but if for whatever reason, because we're talking, he's become a hot name, if for whatever reason Clayton Adams all of a sudden now becomes a true commodity on the market for the next OC, because like he has a title here.
He
as
is the
OC.
OC.
He ain't the OC.
That's how you got him, is because you gave him that title.
You might
He
have
ain't call
paid him
plays?
as if he ain't calling no plays. He helps design plays in the run game. He's really like special at.
He's the co-O-line coach with a nice title
Right.
because you really wanted him.
But when the market, when we get to that point, and now teams are saying, boy, to your point, we saw what you did over there. We saw what you did over there. The Cowboys will probably end the year somewhere along the lines of the top 3, 4, 5 offenses in the league, barring any injuries to your quarterback. Clayton Adams may become a name. He goes somewhere else. Well, just like he looked at, he had James Conner, had Javonte. Javonte's on the market. Go with Clayton Adams going.
See, so I would, because I'm gonna take Clayton Adams back and keep him here,
All right.
because I think your
I think
first year
1
as
year with
offensive coordinator,
Yeah.
as offensive line coach and schemer of run game is what I'll call him. I don't know if somebody's gonna like OC money whip him. Plus, can you block him?
Wait.
Can you still block in the NFL if it's same, if it's a lateral move? I don't remember the rule on that. Like you could tell, like if somebody's like, we wanted to be our offensive coordinator once upon a time, and it may still be true. You could be like, you
Could take
can't
a
even
lateral
interview.
move.
No,
Yeah,
not for
that's
a lateral.
true. That's true.
That's why they gave him the OC job.
that's
That was
true.
why Arizona couldn't stop him, I think. I
That's
think when it comes to Javonte Williams, I would ask Clayton Adams. I'd be like, look, he's a running back, and it's a weird one where he's having this awesome year, and you tell me, is that really all him? Or can you do this? Like, can I find you a guy?
Does Phil Maffa feel this?
Right. Can Phil,
Yeah.
do you think Phil can do this? And I mean, before the season started, I thought maybe. But now I'm watching Javonte, and I'm like, I don't want to see no Phil Maffa. Don't bring up his name to me right now. But I think that's what I would ask Clayton. I'd be like, you tell me.
It would make life easier if a Phil Maffa or Jaden Blue just strung together some good games, and then you're thinking, hey, wasn't that the plan all along to get a young back behind him and go that route, but just hasn't been there. And Javonte's surprising everybody. But I don't know. I'm still with you on the fact, like, Clayton Adams, like, if you were saying, like, he's making this happen.
He's our new running game Moses. I need to know what running game Moses 2.0 thinks about
keep him next year, you get another guy, because he's done this 3 years in a row now. And so, get another guy next year, and can he do it again? You feel confident that he can do it again.
Yeah, I need to make an important announcement on this show.
And let me just say this: Javonte's 25 years old.
Oh yeah,
so he's not an old back.
No, not at all.
So
not at all.
There's still
a lot of our chat is saying he'll never get that. Like Javonte Williams averaged 5.7 a carry. If you get to the end of the year and Javonte Williams averaged 5.7 a carry, he's 25 years old. Like, teams are going to look at that different than Rico Dowdle's 4.5 or whatever as an undrafted guy, and they are going to go back to the second round pick who destroyed his knee, and now he's back.
Right.
Like, that's different.
Yeah.
If he runs for, what's he on pace for, 1,500 yards? If Javonte Williams runs for 1,500 yards at 5.5 a pop, he's absolutely getting north of $10 million a year. Absolutely.
I just don't need to be here because what was the last big back got paid? Zeke? I mean, that's a whole different story because I know Zeke was coming off those 4 years.
What do you mean?
Like the Cowboys pay backs, because Tony Pollard got the tag, walked the next year. Dowdle had a breakout as the year went on. He walked,
So the Cowboys are weirdos, and here's how the Cowboys are weirdos. They are a pendulum. Like, I think what happened with the Zeke thing is once they paid him and he aged, like everybody thought he might, and then, whoops, we fell off hard. I think they went, oh, people are right. Bing.
Yeah.
We're going to spend nothing. Right? And that's why they wouldn't pay Pollard, and then he walks, and then they got it done with Rico, kind of.
He walks.
And so, like, I think their pendulum swung. But it can always swing back because they're the Cowboys, where they can talk themselves into it the other way. Because at running back in the NFL today, I really do. I think you can talk yourself into either way. The most fun way to do it is either Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley. Because so many people will tell me, look what they did for the Ravens. Look what McCaffrey did for the 49ers, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, I think it tells the story the other way. Saquon Barkley was always Saquon Barkley.
Right.
He got to Philly. Derrick Henry was always Derrick Henry.
Right.
Then he started standing next to Lamar Jackson, and the yards per carry goes up by one.
Right.
Like, and so you could go either way with it. And the other thing that makes it hard at running back, and this is hard for me to say, because I'm a hater. I've always been a hater.
The run game?
Right? I'm like, if he's unique and the best and you want to pay, okay. But I can usually get 90% of that job done for 10% of the cost as long as I try something and don't sign a 50-year-old whose legs don't work anymore like they did with Zeke.
Mm-hmm.
But, boy, if they're really $13 million against a $300 million cap, that's nothing. It sounds big because it's running back and they've suppressed it so much.
Yeah.
13 out of 300 is nothing. If you think he's awesome,
don't fix what's not broken.
Pay the running back. That was hard to say.
Wow.
You said it.
That was hard to say.
October 9th.
I need that on Twitter later, John.
At 11:29, Jeff said, pay the running back.
If you got a real good runner and you don't know what else you got going on. And
look, if his stat line reached 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns, that's
why what is interesting to me now
it better be interesting
is the number of people, just because of what we thought 6-8 weeks ago about Javonte before they put pads on, he started running everybody over. Like, the assumption of Cowboy fans is that he's not going to keep up anything close to this. Why? Because all I'm seeing is not worth that. That's a fake number, exaggeration. Nobody would pay that. He's not going to get 1,500 yards. Why do you think that he's going to fall on his face?
Showing no reason or showing no signs of that at all. through 5 games.
Especially if that quarterback keeps playing well too. Like
Yeah.
if they can keep it balanced and you don't
If
know.
there's one reason I would say it dips, one, the season is very long, right?
5.7 is a hell of an average.
Right. Like the season is long, bodies wear down, but also it's like batters in baseball. It's like now that the film is kind of becoming available to more people, when you get to that second half of the season and like guys are like really now like, vying for playoff spots and all that kind of stuff, they start looking at what you're doing and kind of, scouting you differently and harder and your schemes and stuff like that.
That's a great point. And if you can remember, because I'll forget.
Gotcha.
For the fourth segment, something that Schotty said yesterday about things like that.
Marrying?
That I thought was awesome.
The marrying and the...
And why you might be able to keep this thing going. We'll do that perhaps in the fourth segment if I don't forget to. But coming up next, it's time for some KBBU. Oh, wait, you do PTB2 and always forget. Next is the
KBBU.
The BU.
KUBU.
No Ball Better University, baby.
James Houston edition is next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Get up in the Supporters Club. I know you see them cool badges. Jeremy's got there. Dro Nose has got there.
And shout out to T.O.
T.O., yes.
T.O. gifted like
Yes.
63
Thank you, T.O.
badges.
Shout out T.O. Shout out to you for your generosity in gifting these memberships to the loyal sickos that you are. But we appreciate you wholeheartedly.
Yeah, and we forgive you for running to the star and all that. T.O.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know
Okay.
T.O. watched.
Yeah, but that's my
Gifted
quarterback.
63 different Supporters Club memberships.
Go ahead and make it 81.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead and make it 81. Just
Get
for
George
the hell of
Teagan
it.
there.
If you're here, you got 81 reasons to give 81
To give
memberships.
81 sickos memberships
What you
out.
get is access to the exclusive emojis and more. You get that supporters badge right there when you're in the chat. You also get access to some behind-the-scenes videos that we do up here for our Supporters Club members. So we sure would appreciate it. Be like Nugs and be a Supporters Club supporter of the club of supporters and be in the club. How about that? Do we have another thing or just more Supporters Club? Oh, newsletter. So check it out. We have a newsletter.
Yes, sir.
And the best writer up here writes it. Ollie writes it.
Don't have lines on it either.
So if you want to know everything that is going on in DFW sports
You know what I'm talking about.
every morning, you sign up for the newsletter at alldlls.com/newsletter. We're trying to have a record week for signups because we want Ali to know that his fine work being a massive upgrade over Joe Hoyt. We want it to be
Super
shown.
upgrade.
Yeah, we want it to be shown in the numbers.
That lawn mowing, leaf blowing, smuck.
We put Joe on camera for one football season. His head got that big.
Man,
Bro, I tell you,
you
just
think
that
he's a
big.
celebrity now?
I don't even think he tried on the newsletter.
I will mention my charger more in the newsletter. if that
Does
makes y'all
Ollie's
happy.
Charger have a newsletter? Or is it
Oh.
just DFW Sports? You're
Could
just
be.
doing sports?
Could be a side
We
segment.
can do
Do
charger.
something on the Charger in the next one.
I got you.
It's the DLS Cowboys podcast. Let's knock out these super chats real quick. Josh Branch, Ninja. That's James Houston, which is who we're doing on No Ball Better University. He must be talking about guys who are earning more opportunities. KG's in the super chat. Jesse, what's your opinion of Flanoy? Hashtag free Flanoy.
Good player. Want to see more.
We're going to see more too. If we don't see more, we riot. And by riot, I mean we complain. I don't mean actual riot. Night 405 is in super chat. Signing running back high is fine. Just don't draft high. You know what? I kind of like that. You want to pay for a proven commodity? Okay. But don't burn my first round pick on a running back.
Ooh.
Shout out to Jeremiah Love at Notre Dame, though. No Ball Better University, Jesse.
Yes. Class is now in session at No Ball Better University.
BKUB!
No, it's not. I'm your professor, Jesse Holley. All my good students, please come to the front of the classroom. We are going to learn a little bit about pass rushing and how pass rushing moves are set up. The example that we're using today is one that a lot of people in Cowboy Nation are excited about. James Houston. This is the guy who was a kind of a right before training camp started signee. He had a good start into his career in Detroit, got some injuries, smaller, undersized dude, but has come to the Dallas Cowboys like a lot of other players have done and really turned his situation around. And he was kind of lost in the sauce for a little bit. And then the more he got out there in the field, you started seeing more of the impact that James Houston has. Now, I will say this, and this may not be popular to a lot of people because people want more of James Houston. Give him more reps, give him more reps. I am of the people that are saying, I'm not saying that not give him more reps, but I'm saying
I think they got him right.
Don't overuse him.
I think they got him right.
I think don't overuse James Houston. I think he is he's a hired assassin.
Yep.
Don't start sending him out on a lot of missions. Keep him in the spot where he's fresh, where he's not getting worn down. I think, anywhere from like 18 to 25 snaps is where you play James Houston. But let's go to the tape, John. So one of the things when you look at how James Houston has been able to have the success that he's had. Now, what you see right here, James Houston is the one that is circled. What we call that on the defensive side of the ball is wide 9. Okay.
Boy, Greg Ellis is looking at this picture like, why didn't I get to do
Yeah,
that? Greg
so-
Ellis is like, how come I was head up with a tackle? He gets to go out there and have fun.
So this wide 9 formation, for those of you who don't know, we start with 0 being right over the center, and then we just keep moving gaps over. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 is where he gets really, really, really wide outside of the end man of the line of scrimmage. Now, why is this important? Well, for one, James Houston is more on the smaller side of things,
About
right?
240.
He's about 240 shorty.
Listed as 241.
And we like the 240 shorties here in the DFW. But he's a smaller type, and he has the speed. And where that comes into play for guys like James Houston is, here's how I want to set up my moves. Looking like right now, this is last week against the New York Jets, where he's going up against first-round pick Armand Mimbo. So James Houston, he's out wide, and I want to see just when you're setting up moves, right, I want to give you different looks. I don't want to keep giving you the same look. I want to go back and forth. Here you have James Houston right now. He's on the opposite side. So he's saying, hey, I'll give the right tackle a little bit of love. I'll give the left tackle a little bit of love. I'll line inside the tight end. I'll line outside the tight end. I'll line out there by wide receivers. So there's a different amount of looks that you're getting from James Houston from this wide 9 position, right? But the whole time is he's still wide. He's still giving you that look of I'm coming at you with a lot of speed and a lot of force. So what does that mean to the right tackle or any tackle that James Houston may be facing when he's dealing with a guy who's in this wide 9 position? Well, you see the distance that he is from the end man on the defensive line of scrimmage and where he's at from the offensive line of scrimmage. His path to the quarterback is going to be this wide path that narrows in. Well, Jesse, why does that matter in the grand scheme of things? Well, when you look at the tackle, you see that arrow? That tackle now understands and knows that I have to get from this set position and I have to kick push way out there to that wide 9. So that my kicks, they have to be small, tight, precise, and quick. My first one, I got to get out there, then I got to shuffle. Well, here's why this works for James Houston. When that left tackle begins to kick way out there, right? He's kicking. What James Houston wants to do, and this is how I'm setting up the move, that wide 9 technique, one, I keep and maintain outside containment, especially when I have quarterbacks like Justin Fields who are susceptible to breaking the pocket and scramble. But what you're going to see is James Houston, he wants to catch that left tackle in a kick step. If I catch him in a kick step and he doesn't have an opportunity to set and get a base, well, guess what? 240 with the running head start against 330 looks a lot different now.
Yeah.
Right? So that wide 9 means that tackle has to kick. And if I can catch him in a kick step, I can now bull rush him down the middle of his chest because he has no anchor, and I can push him back into the quarterback. You do this a couple of times. You keep coming at this guy with speed. You keep bearing down on him. You push him into the quarterback's lap. Look at Justin Fields. You think this is a pocket that Justin Fields wants to throw from? It's absolutely not a pocket where he wants to throw from. He can't step into the throw. The pocket has collapsed on him, and now balls begin to sail. They begin to be off target. They begin to off key.
Begin to be.
Yeah, well, for him,
They stay there.
they stay there. Yeah, for a player like that. But what James Houston, how do I set up my next move? And so now I've done this a couple of times to this left tackle. I bull rush him. I ran around him. And now you're going to see here, he's working up against the same guy that he's run at, let's just say 10 times in a row.
Okay.
Now I'm going to set up my spin move back to the inside.
It's time to party.
Same wide 9, same get off to the outside. Now the tackle is saying, I have to kick, push, and get way outside to James Houston. Now this is key. This is where your young pass rusher in Donovan Ezaraku has struggled with. When you set up a move, you can't start to doing your spin move when you're far away.
No.
You got to get up in him and make it look like you're about to run on the outside of him. Yeah. And then when you get him leaning, I get him, his hand reached out, I chop, I rip, I spin, and now he is cooked. I work my way back inside to where now I'm disrupting the quarterback, another hit on the quarterback. So when you look at James Houston and him being able to use that speed, being able to use that wide 9 technique, this is how he's setting up these moves. And now we use a spin move in this particular one, but now I can do up and under, I can do rip and dip, I can do the ghost move, a plethora of moves I can now use and work off of by taking that wide 9 technique, using my speed, coming down the middle of a player. And once I get him guessing, once I get him thinking, and this is why it's also important for a guy like James Houston coming, getting those assassin-like snaps, is the tackle doesn't get a beat on me.
Good clearance.
What's clearance? Yeah. You just
tackle doesn't get a beat on him.
Yeah,
though.
tackle doesn't get a beat on him. And now when he comes back in the game, he knows what he's seeing with the tackle. He can work those moves. And this is why you see James Houston right now leading this Cowboys team in sacks, 3.5 sacks. Everyone else on this team only has 1 sack. So Justin Houston, I keep saying Justin Houston.
That's because that is the
I hope he
James
becomes Justin Houston
pass rusher that lives
I
in
know,
our brain.
in my brain from the Texans, right? Yeah.
Because he was
James Houston, Texans. Anyway, James Houston, his ability to get after the pass rusher has become useful because of the way that he uses his size, his speed, and the usability of that wide 9 technique.
For a while, I would do Jalen Guyton.
Okay.
Who was like a Cowboys camp practice squad receiver. But then
I
we
remember.
had a guy named Guyton on the Cowboys
Jalen Guyton.
now, and I kept calling him Jalen Guyton because sometimes names just
Or Texas
stay in your
legend.
head. It's just the way it goes.
This is a great question right here from Yoda88. Is wide 9 technique a coach's call or is it the player's call?
Coaches.
It's coaches.
Well,
Coaches.
I mean, I guess if you get to a 4-man rush and that's the call and it's 3rd and 13 and you don't have any sort of stunt, I bet you have the ability to be like, let me widen out a little bit.
I think.
But some of those you showed where that's the call where they have 6 guys on the line.
Right.
And that's why you're able to be out wide.
Right.
You still have every gap covered. So I would say the majority of the time it is a coach's call. It's inside the play call on defense. But I bet you if you're a really good pass rusher and it's a 4-man rush with no games, if you decide you want to get out there a little bit, they ain't going to get mad at
They
you.
ain't gonna get mad at you.
They ain't gonna
They ain't gonna get mad at you at all. But yeah, so that's KBBU with James Houston as a pass rusher and how you set up a move.
And I agree with you. I do think that they actually anybody who shows something good and there's guys on the field who aren't doing a good job, I think it's natural that early in the season, like James Houston's playing 9 snaps. And you're like, he needs more. They started getting him up to about 20-something. And I'm like, okay, the run plays and having him out there for too many plays. No, I think the Cowboys got it dialed in on how to use James. I think Stephen Jones said that year that he had 8 sacks or whatever early in his career,
He played 20% of the
20% of the snaps.
Yeah.
So like he's literally out there to go to the quarterback.
No, and I think that's a great number for him. They don't overuse him, continue to keep him as a hired assassin, limit those snaps, and let him do what he does best for your defense right now. Yeah. Because without him, honestly, you're not really truly generating a pass rush.
No.
Like your best pass rusher when he's not on the field is your defensive tackle. It's Kenny Clark.
Yeah.
So the other guys aren't getting it. Your Donovan Ezaraku isn't getting it. Your Sam Williams isn't getting it. Last week you finally saw Fowler get going.
Yeah.
But he's been non-existent for the first 4 weeks of the season. James Houston has been the one guy who's been able to consistently get a pass rush going. Don't overuse him. Allow him to just be John Wick. Call him in when you need him.
Jesse, thank you for another episode of
KBBU.
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 With the U. Let's knock out the super chat before we get on to our final topic of the conversation. Justin said, prior to the season, it was said Javonte was a third down back. That makes me think of a Sproles type rather than this bruiser type. Did he not put this running style on tape? Third down back, you can do it multiple ways. Like in his case, what it meant was he's a capable pass catcher and pass protector.
He's always been this runner, though.
Yeah, but a lot of people think of third down back and they picture, the receiver. Yeah. And it was, he's a capable receiver in terms of he can catch and he could block. So third down back can mean multiple things. Yeah. Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, why I do think Javonte Williams and this offense can keep up the things they're doing. It's next. Sign up to be a diehard or else. That's not a threat. Check out that Branded Bills DLLS hat.
3 hats left.
3? At 3 hats
Just
left.
3?
We only made 50 of these suckers. So if you are not signed up to be a diehard, it is the best value in sports.
Go now.
Get access to everything on our website, including the premium diehard only level content. You get an ad-free experience on the website. You get free things given to you, and you get access to our Discord, which is awesome. You get discounts on merch and events. You get all of the things if you're a diehard. And right now, instead of $79.99, you can pay $59 for 1 year of diehard status. And you get that free hat, free DLLS Branded Bills hat, which is awesome. Or if you want to do the standard deal and be a t-shirt man and pick a t-shirt from the merch store, that's cool too. $36 right now. Boom. It's a big old discount. Normally $79.99, but it's $36. Look at this Victory Monday shirt that was released on Tuesday, and now it's Thursday. I do like it. Although from this far away, the Cowboy people kind of look like ducks. You don't see that? Their head not kind of look like a duck to you?
I got you. I do see that.
Which makes it even more fun. And the ball knower bonus is active. Buy things in our merch store. Pick who's going to win the game between the Cowboys, or it may say Dallas on purpose, the Carolina team and the Dallas team.
Yeah.
Pick who's going to win. I never know those rules.
Yeah.
Pick who's going to win that game of American football. And get it right. And whatever you spend, I think as long as it's over 20 or 25 bucks and up to $250, you will get a gift card for that same amount. So you can go right back in and double up. Get you a little double up. Or else, not a threat. It is the DLLS Cowboys podcast. I want to tell you guys about a thing that I saw that Schotty said. It made me really, really, really happy, and it made me think that this offense has a chance to keep going. Despite all of you haters in the chat who said Javonte Williams is not any good and there's no chance that he can be good at sports the rest of the year or get any money. I saw you guys say that. I got to scroll down on Joe Hoyt's Twitter X to find it. I thought I copy and pasted it. You know what? I did. I put the link in here somewhere. Hold on. I got it. Right there. Boo. So the first guy that I'd ever heard was doing things intentionally because, Jesse, you were talking about earlier, teams are going to get a feel for what do they like to run on third down? It's third and what? What hash are they on? What, this down and distance, what do they like to do? Teams know that more than ever now. Teams literally employ people, whole humans, whose job is those tendencies. And you can call that an analytic because they're giving you percentages on what people do. This was a guy named Joseph Hoyt. Hoyt?
Sound like a loser.
So he heard Greg Olsen talking on the broadcast during the Cowboy game about how they're marrying the run and the pass. And he was like, that's interesting. Let me holler at Schotty about that. And Schotty's answer of it gives me hope that you can keep this thing cooking and it'll be hard for people to figure you out. He says, marrying the run and the pass means there are no scouting giveaways. There's no tells. There's no, hey, we're in gun, we're throwing. By the way, Like Eagles and gun, they throw it like 80% of the time. Eagles under center or in pistol, they run it like 80-something% of the time. The Eagles have lots of tells. It's part of the reason that they're falling apart. Watch them fall apart tonight against the Giants. The Eagles, by the way, highest 3-and-out in the league. The worst offense in football with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley. They're falling apart.
Don't worry, the Giants will fix that tonight. Just saying.
What'd you say?
So the Giants will fix that tonight.
If they don't.
Look, when you lose to the Saints the way they did.
Watch this. There's no tells. There's no, hey, we're in gun, we're throwing. If we're under center, we're running it. If we're in 2x2 with both edges closed, it's 85% runs. Runs that we have in the game, we're going to have action pass off of that and vice versa. And I think there's so much technology now in terms of our ability to get information. Everyone. The coaches give it to the players have it. That if you don't do that, you're battling uphill. Because they're all very talented players, very intelligent, great coaches. That's kind of him to say. If you don't do that, then in my opinion, there's going to be a handful of plays in a game where every play matters that the defense is predicting or the offense is predicting what you're going to do. We actually have people on staff where that's all they do. Hey, tell us about this. Some of it's analytics, some of it's coaches. I won't get into the specifics of it, but they're literally looking for trends. And then we are going to break those trends. Because if you break those trends early in games, for example, in the openers, then what the players say is, okay, that doesn't hold up. I remember playing San Francisco and Fred Warner, Carolina and Luke Kuechly in terms of diagnosing things and having tells. And Russell Wilson coming off the bench and saying, yeah, Kuechly's calling every play. He was literally calling every play. What do you mean? He's calling out every play. Trap here, 3-step here. I think the guys that overdo the studying, you can use it as an advantage because otherwise you're playing into their hands. Bill Belichick was the first guy I heard talk about this, and I know he's a terrible coach now. Maybe the worst coach on planet Earth. But he was the first guy that I had heard they would do it later in games because people were newer at having this much information and being able to process it that quickly, where he would go later in games and he would intentionally get in formations that they don't do certain things out of and do it and do it and do it to try to skew the numbers. But I love that Schotty has the awareness of you get so far into a season, if you are a 3rd and 2, you run trap left team, they're playing trap left on 3rd and 2. And to have the awareness of, no, we have a pass play out of the exact same look, and we will not run one of them more than the other in a certain scenario. Trendless coach. Schotty's my guy.
If that's the case, then I mean he is he's definitely playing in a coaching league with the advanced coaches.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's a conversation that I don't think the Cowboys have had offensively in a long time.
Right.
Where your offensive coordinator is playing with the big boys.
Right.
Is producing, is scheming, is drawing up plays that the big boys are looking at and going, okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is in that conversation. Because you get to a point like he talked about, Fred Warner, Luke Kuechly. There are players in this league who are just masters.
Oh, yeah.
At being able, Sean Lee. I played with Sean Lee. Sean
it's
Lee
3rd and short. You're in 3x1. I know what you do.
Sean Lee was one of those guys. Sean Lee was one of those guys where his tape study, his practice habits, his mental capacity, he was able to get the telltale signs. And those are things that the really good players on both sides of the ball pick up on. And it's an advantage that they use in games. It's an advantage that will give you a step, on that pulling guard. It gives you a step on knowing, and I've told you guys this many times, like Fred Warner is one of the best players that I enjoy watching.
For sure.
Because of reasons like this.
Yeah.
When you watch Fred Warner playing, you're like, how did he know? Like, how did he get there so fast? It's because teams will give signs and teams will have tendencies because people are human. And a lot of times when you go, especially when the games are tight, I always remember like this when it comes to when you're learning a new skill. Like say you go to learn boxing.
I could do that.
Right? You're going to get boxing classes and they're telling you, hey, keep your hands up, right? Keep your hands up. And you go into 2 or 3 classes. You're kind of like, all right, he says, keep my hands up. Punch, keep my hands up. And then on the 4th day, he says, go fight. Well, you may start to fight out as, okay, keep my hands up.
You go back to what
keep
you know.
my hands up. But then when it gets to the nitty-gritty rounds,
Yeah.
you dropping your hands, you throwing
You're
wild
tired, yeah.
haymakers, and then the person who is skilled at what they do goes, got him, bing, bing, lights out. And so for Schotty to say that this is what he's thinking about and this is what his offense is about, that's very encouraging to see, to know, to hear. And early on in the season, watching it, teams haven't figured out what the Cowboys are doing, and that's why the offense is clicking at an optimum level right now. That's one of the best in the league.
Yeah, it's going to look a lot better, too, and Ryan Flanoy keeps taking more handoffs.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
Less handoffs for CD, more handoffs for Ryan.
Well,
Flanoy.
once CD gets back and we have a good number 2 receiver in CD Lamb, and then we have like Flanoy's your 1, CD 2, and Pickens is a 3. Now we're cooking.
Unless Flanoy stands in Swahili for prime Jerry Rice.
Oh.
You know,
Jesse, I have this just for you. Per sources from a guy named Ollie on Twitter. Bill Belichick has discussed buyout options with North Carolina's hierarchy.
Don't do this to me.
Belichick has signaled a willingness to trigger his own $1 million buyout if he can find a soft landing with another team or in media.
Don't do this to me.
What team?
And you knew this was going to happen.
All
You knew it was going to happen.
I'm not.
It's okay.
I am a fan of patting myself on the back.
Yeah, you like to do that?
Listen, who knows me better than me? You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
And if you don't tell people how good you are, who will?
I don't mind getting, touching myself on the back.
You still got basketball. It's okay.
You know? But I told y'all this. When they hired him. I said, this won't end well. Now, I didn't think it was going to end or potentially end in a year. I thought maybe 2.
Yeah.
Maybe 2. But this thing has gotten real bad real fast.
He got his girlfriend calling the plays.
And
She's the offensive coordinator.
I keep saying this, what I respect the most about Bill Belichick, gangster. I love the fact that he hustled and got himself $10 million, got his homeboy the GM job, got him $1 million, went and got his boy from the West Coast, brought him in, made him a DC, got him a couple mil.
Yeah.
Then he took his other son and said, you're gonna be the DB coach, got him a couple $100,000.
Yeah, that's nice.
You get the
Then he
program
said-
money, too?
Then he said, my boy, who I got $1 million, I'm going to hire his son, and he going to coach the quarterback. Got him a couple $100,000. And he got a little girlfriend, her brand, and her name is out there now. She's making a couple racks.
Yeah, good for her.
I respect it.
That was
I am team nepotism. I want to let y'all know that right now.
I'm not.
I am team nepotism. I'm just hoping and praying that it falls in favor of me.
Yeah, I like nepotism for me, not for thee.
I
want it
want
for just me.
to be. Hopefully, one day I could be in a position where I can nepotism it up.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah,
I'm
there-
hire
there was
my
a
brother,
tweet.
my friend.
There was a tweet in the NBA. It was like steals leaders, and it shows like 3 players who lead the league in steals, and it showed Ben Simmons because of his salary.
Yeah, stealing,
Belichick right there.
That's fun. That's funny.
stealing.
That is funny.
Stealing, man. But we talk more about Bill Belichick, his girlfriend, and everything else before we even talk about Carolina getting football victories. And everybody's mad. DB coaches suspended. Parents are upset. Players are fighting in the locker room. It's rah-rah.
It's going to be a good transfer
Carolina, Lana, rah-rah, Carolina, Lana. It's still go to hell state. Y'all love Bill. I love Chapel Hill.
Facts. Donovan Wilson was not at practice yesterday, and I saw people in the chat asking about that. So there is a chance. He's got elbow and knee. He's got stuff going on. So there is a chance that your starting safeties will be Wanye Thomas and either Marquise Bell or Elijah Clark.
Exactly what you prayed for.
You got to try something.
I did not pray for that.
Yeah, you did.
I did not pray for that.
Publicly, too.
I didn't pray publicly for anything like that. Because what we don't do around here.
You had that. You lit that candle right there.
No.
You lit that candle.
That is a good-looking candle.
And you prayed.
I love candles. I bought a candle on Prime Day, too.
I bought candles. They had a Bath and Body Works had a sale. Bought 6 of them.
Nice.
Can't wait till they get
I got candles. I got a leaf blower with 2 batteries.
You bought a candle the other day just so you can get to the price of getting free shipping.
Well, next day shipping.
Next
I
day
wanted it in the
shipping.
morning. And then if you don't spend $25, they won't give you that AM spot. You got to spend 25. I forgot what I was trying to get. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Get ready for Cowboys and Panthers. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.